Today, we're looking at an orange ink by Zenzoi Juicy Orange. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm an ink guy. I get inks, test them, and share the results with you. Now, down below in the description, there's timestamps of all the parts of the video, and if you are in a hurry, you can skip around, but if you got the time, I'd appreciate you if you check out the entire video. You can also follow me over on Instagram, and if you're new here and like ink reviews, I would invite you to subscribe. In order to make sure I have a range of experience with this ink, I do the writing samples. I then inked up this Pilot Metropolitan with a 1.0 stub. I wrote with it for a day and took the notes for this video. In order to have a standardization in my writing samples, I always use Clairfontaine, Tomoe River, and Rhodia paper, although I do use more papers and those will show up later in the video. Now, let's look at the writing sample. I picked this ink up in cartridge form, and to keep my writing samples consistent, I use a Jinhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1 stub, a Jinhao X450 with a Goulet medium, and a Jinhao X750 with a Goulet extra fine. Let's take a look at the Clairfontaine. No bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo sheen, and no shade. The extra fine is lighter than the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, and 12 seconds to dry. Medium is the same tone as the extra fine with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 20 seconds to dry. Now I do see that word over and how it's light, but it's the only thing that's occurring that way. And I think there was a running dry at the moment and then stopped. That's what I think was going on here. Yeah, 20 seconds on the medium. Scrubby for both shows no color variation, and I didn't get any. No bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo sheen, and no shade. The extra fine is the same tone as the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade. 19 seconds to dry. Medium is the same tone as the extra fine and the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 29 seconds to dry. Scrubby for both shows no color variation, and we didn't get any. Now I'm just double checking because I know I had no ghosting, and yeah, it's almost nothing. Amazing. Rhodia, no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. The extra fine is the same tone as the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, and 13 seconds to dry. Medium is the same tone as the extra fine and the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 19 seconds to dry. Scrubby for both shows no color variation, and we didn't get any. I agree with Vita that we can learn a lot by doing multiple chromatographies. The one on the left is done the way it's supposed to be done. I put a line of ink down and immediately put it into water for 10 to 15 seconds. And we see that this orange really starts life as a pink and yellow, a very light pink and a very strong yellow. Now the one on the right I let dry for 10 minutes before I dunk it into water. And we do see the slight forming of a line at the bottom of that pink, but I don't think it's going to be very resistant. Resistance tests are done to see how well this ink can be expected to perform on the page, and more importantly, how hard it might be to clean from your pen. I let the smear dry for 3 days before testing it. Looking at the highlighter, it handled itself remarkably well. It didn't blow out and become unreadable. It's just a very light orange. However, it does handle itself well enough to use in a note-taking situation, even if you wanted to be able to go back and highlight. Water is completely breaking down, reactivating, and lifting this ink off the paper, leaving the white of the paper behind. Now, water is all that it took to get it out of my pen. The pen flush, that odd other color that's there, is a transfer from a paper towel because I'm sloppy. Other than that, we see that pen flush does everything that water does and nothing more. And the 1/3 bleach solution completely removes it from the paper. For the inks I've tested, I have found an average viscosity of 2.5, with the realm of normal being from 2.1 to 2.9. I'm also linking a video that shows how I do my testing and my calculations. Zenzoi's Juicy Orange has a viscosity of 2.17, making it normal.
To find my average dry times, I use my writing samples, and for the inks I've tested, I found an average dry time of 17 seconds, with a realm of normal being from 13 to 21 seconds.
Zenzoi's Juicy Orange has an average dry time of 19 seconds, making it still normal. Instead of finding inks that look like Zenzoi Juicy Orange, I would prefer to find an ink that complements its color on the page. I went for a nice blue, Private Reserve's Naples Blue. The second writing sample is done on TWSBI and moleskin paper. Here we're looking at the TWSBI notebooks. Now we get no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo sheen, and no shade. The extra fine is the same tone as the stub with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 11 seconds to dry. Medium is by far the darkest tone on the page with no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 16 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation, and we didn't get any in the writing. Next up is Moleskine. Now we do get quite a bit of bleed from the medium. It does touch down on the page underneath. It creates a ridiculous amount of show through because you can completely see the ink you're using all the way through. Now the extra fine does have some bleed through, but it doesn't touch the page underneath. You could probably use the back of the page for that one. The medium has a ridiculous amount of feathering. No spread, no halo, no sheen, no shade. The extra fine has minor feathering, so incredibly minor feathering. It's barely there, but it is there. No spread, no halo, no sheen, no shade. 2 seconds to dry. The scrubby shows us no color variation, and we didn't get any, and that is all that I have for the writing sample. So what do I think of Zenzoi's Juicy Orange? On the most part, I found this ink to just be, okay. It's an orange. It's not bad performing. It is too light and not as vibrant as I would prefer my orange inks to be. But it wasn't bad, just well outside what I would prefer out of an orange ink. What nib and pen give the best writing experience with this ink? I only found a truly acceptable orange tone out of a super wet pen, a real gusher in a medium or fine nib. If you've enjoyed this video, remember, I like thumbs up, you like thumbs up, everybody likes thumbs up. Unless you didn't like it, then give me the thumbs down. Both are good. Thanks for watching.